So you want to know this? Where's that subtle thing? And the subtle thing is who's to be pleased. Bhakti. What's it all about? It's all about pleasing Krishna. And I can say euphemistically, it's about pleasing Krishna. It's about, honoring Duryodhana, or Dronacharya. I want to worship Dronacharya and become the best. Because he can make me the best. So he made him the best. Apparently. But it wasn't about honoring Dronacharya. Mm-hmm. Because Dronacharya already said, no. And why did he say no? He had pride. It wasn't anything to do with birth. It was pride. This man's proud. No. Okay. I'll do it anyways. Because what do I want? I want to be the best. And he was proud of being the best. And he was the best. Better than Arjuna. In one sense. In the material sense. So becoming materially skilled at something isn't the best. And Drona understood that. Okay. You're so proud. Give me a thumb. It wasn't Arjuna's envy. It wasn't Arjuna's envy. I mean, okay, but I'm answering that youth that was saying that. Now your question is, where's the line? What's the purpose? Is it about Yadrashi Shraddha Siddhi Bhavati Tadrashi? That's how you make the division. The faith in what? Shraddha, faith in what's the purpose? The purpose is pleasing Krishna. And so there's a mix. Pleasing Drona for Arjuna wasn't a mix. And so what about you? And so that's where you look at. And you start with, most likely it's a mix. There's something of a sense of accomplishment, because I did it. The doership consciousness. And, that's just not shame on you. That's just, a part of the baggage that we carry. And then leverage that towards pleasing Krishna. I mean, the difficulty is in the subtlety of application. Here's a really easy one, because it's not you. The really easy one is, I was appreciating how nicely she was leading kirtan. So the goal in leading kirtan may be so she gets some words of appreciation. And it's human. Not like shame on you for wanting some appreciation. But supposing that's, to the degree that's the goal, or that's like young people like kirtan. So the real test is when you go in front of the deities and you're having nice kirtan, how much of it is meditation on pleasing the deity, as opposed to having a nice music session with one another in the temple room or wherever you are. And it's a mix. And purity is where it's unmixed. It's only one thing. And one of the tests of that purpose is when things don't go well. You're striving for something and you don't lose enthusiasm, because it's all about pleasing Krishna anyway. It's not about the result or getting recognition or you having a good time. It's pleasing Krishna. I said this someone sent me a little text. That's the test. Because I said it the other day in one question answer session. It was your question. Same point. So Krishna will sometimes put us through some ordeal. Do you really want to please me? Are you sure? Here's a little ordeal. How's that? You still want to please me? Or go flip it the other way. Somebody sent, I don't know if I sent it to you. Somebody sent me a little message. One of Prabhupada's godbrothers, so there's three, in the room there's three disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta. One of them was a superlative speaker and scholar. Another was Prabhupada, and another was somebody that just like the holy name. And the person that was just like the holy name, Babaji, said, over here, great scholar. And over here, great scholar. Great orator, great orator. One of you was successful and the other was not successful. Why? Faith in the holy name. Prabhupada started with nothing. Nothing. 14 rupees in America. You can't even use rupees in America. He had nothing. And nothing was happening for a whole year. And then, but he just went to a park and chanted and kaboom, because of his faith in the holy name. You've seen that little video in the beginning? There's a little video in the beginning, Prabhupada speaking at the Brooklyn Temple. In the beginning, there was nothing. So he went to Tompkins Square Park for 3 hours a day. Didn't even have a drum. Chanting for 3 hours a day. And all it was the holy name. He had that faith. He had a mission, and he had his books, of course. But you get the idea. So, Yadarshi Shraddha Siddhi Bhavati Tadrashi. Then things can be connected where it moves to the not just subsidiary, but everything becomes connected to Krishna. So you have your nature. We all have our nature, psychophysical nature, and there's a mix of there's bhakti inside, and there's also I like stuff, and I get some pride in doing stuff I like. So now how to move to unmixed, directionally. It's this. I don't know exactly what the Ekalavya story has to do with this, but you want to go further with this, or you're okay?
No, Maharaj, it's okay. Let others ask and I'll...
Okay. Others? Our host, you have something? No. Okay. Okay. Very good. One little button on the side. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Okay, a little bit inspired by, Mataji's connecting the Ekalavya story with, some of the points that you made in the discussion. Yudhishthir, during the battle, during the Mahabharat war, had was requested by Krishna to tell a lie about, So, I mean... I think you already know the question. When is it okay to tell lies, for Krishna? Kind of.
When Krishna tells you to, then you can.
Yeah. So Yudhishthir had that's good answer.
No,
excellent answer. But,
that's Krishna tells you to, you don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Over here. There's a little button on the side. Just press that little button on the side. There you go.
Thank you so much for amazing lecture. Maharaj, there are some times in our life where very conflicting situations, both materially and spiritually, and you don't know which is going to please Krishna. You always feel, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? And you don't know. So what should we do at that time?
Pause and pray. Ask qualified persons. You have to decide. It's not like the blame is and the credit goes to them. You have to decide, but you seek wisdom from those who are wise, and then decide. Now, here's something I wrote an essay on this long ago. You can, like 20 years ago. Sometimes you can just pause out, and sometimes you have to make a decision. So if you have to make a decision, then you start moving down this way with your antenna up, waiting for a signal from Krishna. That's not the right way to go. And if you get that signal, you retreat and you go down the other path. So the operative point is Krishna wants. Krishna is to be pleased. But your question is, what if you don't know? That's the question. But you got to, so you can pause. You can consult. At some point you got to do. So you do. Looking for indication. And if the indication doesn't come right away and later you find out that wasn't the right thing to do, you feel regret. And then, you go to Krishna saying, not like, why didn't you let me know? It's you just, I'm feeling repentant for a decision that wasn't wise. I'll take full responsibility for that decision, and I want to learn from it. So, that's what you do. Take responsibility for your decisions. If they're the right ones, you give Krishna credit for. The wrong ones, you take responsibility for. Right? See, your daughter agrees. How are we doing? Anything? Yeah. Good. She wants to give you the microphone. Turn the button. Atulia, help her with the button.
Upon taking birth, do we have to find the purpose?
Do we have to do what?
Upon taking birth, do you have to find the purpose?
Purpose why we born, or we have to just go towards the Krishna conscious?
What's the difference?
Is there any difference between both of
That's a
them?
different question.
No, I mean to ask, is there a difference between both of them, or we take birth to go to Krishna
Well,
conscious?
the opportunity taking birth in this world is an opportunity to go left or right. Meaning, facility of receiving a body is A and B. A, you or each one of us have desires. We have guna and karma. And we take a birth to fulfill our desires according to guna and karma. The desire tendency in principle is, I want to enjoy, and then you fill in the blank, I want to enjoy this way or that way. That's guna and karma. So that's the taking birth is to facilitate, I want to enjoy desire. And the B, the taking birth is an opportunity, human birth is an opportunity to break free from that cycle. And that's a choice. It's an opportunity. And then that opportunity becomes then fulfilled, not just a possibility, but a reality. If there's the answer to that question, how can I end this cycle of repeatedly being selfish and trying to enjoy where it doesn't really turn out to be enjoyment? It turns out to be the cycle of birth and death. So what's my option? And when you hear the option, then you're making choices to go in that direction. I'll say the same thing in a different way. Wow, Sibling rivalry, huh? Okay. I've been reading and hearing chapter 16 Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 16 Bhagavad Gita has the title, The Divine and Demoniac Nature. So Prabhupada explains like this. The divine nature is something that one has to choose and cultivate. Because prior to the human form of life, we're coming from the animal kingdom in the evolutionary cycle. So like children are untrained. They're animal, like, they do things by impulse. And the divine nature is something that has to be cultivated. It's not, you're not born with it. It's a choice, and then you move in that direction with good guidance and wisdom and etc. So taking birth has those two facilities. Fulfill desire, or come to a stage where there's no more birth and death, no more material existence, but spiritual existence. So that taking birth in the human form of life has that facility. Other species, it's just fulfilling desire, according to Guna and Karma. Does that address your question?
Yeah, kind of.
You want to refine the question a little bit? You look like you got a pause going on over there somewhere.
No, that's fine.
You okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
fine. Thank you.
I think that's it, huh? Okay. Anything online? No. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.